Welcome to our comprehensive guide on penetration testing, interview questions. Penetration testing, also known as ethical hacking, is a critical cybersecurity practice that helps organizations identify and fix security vulnerabilities before malicious attackers can exploit them. Today, you will learn about the essential concepts that every penetration testing professional should master. The key topics include vulnerability assessment techniques, various exploitation methods, security tools that professionals use daily, and ethical hacking methodologies that ensure responsible testing practices. Understanding these fundamentals is crucial for anyone looking to build a career in cybersecurity or enhance their existing security knowledge. Penetration testing is essentially a simulated cyber attack performed against your computer systems to identify exploitable vulnerabilities and security weaknesses. Think of it as a controlled security audit where ethical hackers attempt to break into systems using the same techniques that malicious attackers would use. The key difference is that penetration testing is authorized, systematic, and designed to help improve security rather than cause harm. The process involves careful risk assessment and provides detailed remediation guidance to fix discovered vulnerabilities. It is a systematic approach that follows established methodologies and always requires proper authorization from system owners before any testing begins. There are three main types of penetration testing approaches, each offering different perspectives and levels of information. Black box testing simulates the perspective of an external attacker who has no prior knowledge of the target system. This approach provides the most realistic attack scenario, as testers must discover everything from scratch. White box testing, on the other hand, provides testers with complete knowledge of system architecture, source code, and internal documentation. This comprehensive approach allows for thorough testing of all system components. Gray box testing combines elements of both approaches, providing partial knowledge of the system. This balanced method is often preferred as it simulates scenarios where attackers have gained some insider knowledge while still maintaining elements of real-world discovery. Professional penetration testing follows a systematic four-phase methodology to ensure comprehensive and effective security assessments. The first phase is reconnaissance, where testers gather information about the target system and identify potential entry points. This passive information gathering is crucial for understanding the target environment. The second phase involves scanning, where testers actively probe networks to discover live systems, open ports, and running services. The third phase is enumeration, which focuses on detailed service identification and system fingerprinting to understand exactly what technologies are running. Finally, the exploitation phase involves attempting to gain unauthorized access using discovered vulnerabilities. Each phase builds upon the previous one, creating a logical progression from information gathering to actual security testing. Penetration testers rely on specialized tools to conduct thorough security assessments. Network and scanning tools form the foundation of any security assessment. Nmap is the industry standard for network discovery, allowing testers to identify live hosts and open ports. Nessus serves as a comprehensive vulnerability scanner that can identify thousands of potential security issues. Wireshark provides detailed traffic analysis capabilities for understanding network communications. Maskin offers high-speed port scanning for large networks, while OpenVAS provides another excellent vulnerability scanning option. For exploitation and testing, Metasploit framework is the most popular tool, containing hundreds of exploits and payloads. Burp Suite specializes in web application security testing, SQL Map automates SQL injection testing, John the Ripper handles password cracking tasks, and Reconnaissance focuses on wireless network security assessment. Understanding common vulnerabilities is essential for effective penetration testing. Web application vulnerabilities represent some of the most frequently encountered security issues. SQL injection allows attackers to manipulate database queries through user input, potentially accessing sensitive data. Cross-site scripting, or XSS, enables attackers to inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. Cross-site request forgery attacks known as CSRF, trick users into performing unintended actions on trusted websites. Authentication bypass vulnerabilities allow unauthorized access to protected resources, while directory traversal attacks enable access to files outside the intended directory structure. Network and system vulnerabilities present different challenges. Buffer overflow attacks can crash applications or execute malicious code. Privilege escalation allows attackers to gain higher-level access than intended. Weak passwords remain a persistent problem across all systems. Unpatched software provides easy targets for known exploits, and open ports with unnecessary services expand the attack surface unnecessarily. SQL injection represents one of the most dangerous web application vulnerabilities. The vulnerable code example shows a common mistake where user input is directly concatenated into SQL queries without proper validation. When a malicious user enters a payload like single quote or single quote 1 equals 1 single quote dash dash, they can bypass authentication entirely. The single quote closes the username field, or 1 equals 1 creates a condition that is always true, and the double dash comments out the rest of the query, including the password check. This allows attackers to log in without knowing valid credentials. The secure approach uses prepared statements, also known as parameterized queries. Instead of concatenating user input directly into the query string, prepared statements use placeholders represented by question marks. The database engine handles parameter binding separately from query parsing, making injection attacks impossible. The cursor execute method safely passes user input as parameters, ensuring that malicious SQL code cannot be interpreted as part of the query structure. Network reconnaissance forms the foundation of any penetration test, and mastering key commands is essential. Basic scanning techniques include several fundamental Nmap commands. The command nmap-ss followed by an IP address performs a TCP/SYN scan, also called a stealth scan, which is fast and relatively undetectable. The nmap-sv command performs service version detection, identifying what specific services and versions are running on discovered ports. For operating system identification, nmap-o followed by a network range attempts to fingerprint the target operating system. Advanced techniques provide more sophisticated reconnaissance capabilities. The nmap-ss-t2 command performs a stealth scan with slower timing to avoid detection by security systems. Script scanning, using nmap-script vuln, runs vulnerability detection scripts against targets. Finally, nmap-su-p, followed by specific port numbers, performs UDP scanning on commonly targeted ports like 53 for DNS and 161 for SNMP. Ethical hacking requires strict adherence to professional guidelines and legal requirements. Essential practices that every ethical hacker must follow include obtaining written authorization before any testing begins. Never start testing without proper documentation and approval from system owners. Clearly define the scope of testing to avoid accidentally impacting systems outside the agreed boundaries. Document all findings properly with detailed explanations and evidence. Follow responsible disclosure practices by reporting vulnerabilities to the appropriate parties first, allowing time for fixes before any public disclosure. Always respect confidentiality agreements and protect sensitive information discovered during testing. Critical prohibitions that must never be violated include testing systems without explicit permission, which can result in serious legal consequences. Never cause system damage or disruption beyond what is necessary for testing. Avoid accessing personal data or confidential information that is not directly related to the security assessment. Never share vulnerabilities publicly before giving organizations adequate time to implement fixes. Finally, never exceed the agreed scope of testing, as this violates trust and professional ethics. Success in penetration testing interviews requires both technical expertise and strong communication skills. Technical preparation forms the foundation of interview success. Know your security tools inside and out, including their various options, use cases, and limitations. Practice hands-on scenarios regularly to maintain sharp technical skills that you can demonstrate during practical assessments. Understand penetration testing methodologies thoroughly, as interviewers often ask about systematic approaches to security testing. Stay updated with the latest threats, vulnerabilities, and security trends to show your ongoing commitment to professional development. Communication skills are equally important for interview success. Learn to explain complex technical concepts in simple terms that non-technical stakeholders can understand. Demonstrate your ethical mindset throughout the interview, showing that you understand the responsibility that comes with penetration testing skills. Show strong problem-solving abilities by walking through your thought process when analyzing security scenarios. Ask clarifying questions when presented with ambiguous situations, as this demonstrates thorough thinking and professional communication habits.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.